I'm Rodin Fernandez, son of the late Dean Honrado R. Fernandez, and in today's episode of Cultural Cash Online, I will be talking about my father's work, which is part of the CCP collection entitled Confetti, which is an installation piece located at the Little Theater entrance of the CCP. My father, often called Honny, lived in Japan for 10 years when he was taking his master's degree in engineering and architectural design in the Tokyo Institute of Technology, followed by his doctorate degree in science of the arts and design at the Tsukuba University. During this time, he learned the Japanese art of origami. You would see pieces of folded paper in his office and in the house, which later became the models for his steel origami works. Initially, his steel origami was using plain metal sheets, but during the mid-90s, he shifted to using stainless steel. My father did not have a studio. Depending on the piece he is working on, he would either work in a steel fabrication shop or our living room or our garage. The stainless steel pieces in the installation in CCP were made in our living room. He would order pieces of pre-cut stainless steel sheets and he would fold and roll it until he was satisfied with his work. He has a few pieces similar to the one in CCP. He called this series Steel Confetti. This is because they look like pieces of confetti falling from the sky. He hung the pieces using very thin stainless steel rods so that the pieces can move with the wind like a wind chime. The site-specific work in the CCP was installed by my father just a few years before his death at the invitation of then CCP President Nestor Jardin. Similar installations by him can be found in St. Bridget College in Batangas and in the private residence of another renowned Filipino architect. The trophy my father made for CCP's 13th Artist Awards also used stainless steel. This was part of the formal and spatial pattern series. The curvy linear planes in the design expresses graceful, unrestrained, but nurtured movement, which is quite apt given the focus on the 13 Artist Awards on young artists who are both innovative and deliberate in their works. Aside from stainless steel, he also liked working with brass, wood, steel rods, and three-dimensional paintings. He had his first one-man show of sculpture and paintings at the Asian Institute of Tourism in Quezon City in 1983. He also exhibited his works at the Ayala Museum in 1990. The Vargas Museum in UP presented a posthumous exhibit of his works in 2007. For him, art was always a hobby. Unlike other artists, selling was never the motivation for his works. He devoted more of his time in education, both in art and architecture. He was Dean of the UP College of Architecture for 9 years, the Executive Director of the Philippine High School for the Arts until his death in 2005. He was also Director of the Coordinating Center for Visual Arts in the CCP from 1989 to 1990. Without many even knowing it, he became the influence to many artists and architects. He became the influence to their practice and works. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Cultural Cash Online.